Hello. Can you hear me all right? I'm not actually having that much of a day. I just thought it'd be funny to copy what Legend was saying in chat. Eh, I lied or I joked? You are. Sort of. It's getting depth of fielded away. I need a water. My water is empty. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Chair stream. But still with my voice stream. Hey, Choo Choo. Were you guys in focus briefly until I got in the way again? Horrible, terrible me. Me too. You had a decent day? That rocks. No, if you're just getting here, the title is a joke. It's just almost verbatim something that Legend was saying when I looked at chat. When I sat down and looked at chat. Well, Masi, thank you for the weed, which is legal here now. As of a week or two. Until they fascist it. It was effective, I believe, 30 days, 31 days or whatever after, so around the beginning of this month. The amendment and the weed both went live at the same time. They had a cutoff point because they were arguing about how to undermine the voters. You know, in which particular way should they go about undermining what people voted for? And they were unable to decide, so it went live as is. But unlike the amendment, they can still any old time they can change it however they want. They could like change it to like not weed. Just like something that doesn't exist. I don't remember. I think so. I'm pretty sure that it didn't make it legal in that sense. It wasn't just like, weed legal now, no rules. There was a lot of provisions and details. The stuff that they want to change is it's dumbass shit. It's dumbass shit. Basically, it sort of feels like they want to, after the fact, twist it into like, well, what if Ohio Republicans made this law? Like, what if instead of the majority of the tax proceeds going towards like addiction and abuse programs and things like that, it went to cops? Why? Don't know. I guess because of all the money that is being shut off by making weed legal that they were getting, by being able to claim, is that weed I smell in your car? And then seizing just whatever they find. You know, normal stuff. Sorry, I've been just watching this from the sidelines. Just angry. It's like I feel like anybody who isn't the most sort of like online poison should be able to, regardless of party, look at this and be like, but this was the thing that everybody voted on and it passed. So like, what are you doing, right? I feel like that should cross party lines. I hope to God it does, because if it doesn't, then I don't know, we're fucked, I guess. we're fucked anyway. But that's my own flavor of political poisoning. I don't know, because both the amendment and the weed proposal passed strongly, which implies lots of party line crossing. Like, lots of party line crossing. So at least those Republicans who voted for it and then are now seeing their party doing what they're doing must have some kind of glimmer of a brainwave about it, I would say. I don't know. I'm always trying to resist my own sort of online poisoning, because there are recognizable, like I said, I just got done saying, like, absolutely party lines had to be crossed for both of those to pass as strongly as they did, which implies that there is dissension in the ranks in that regard. So there's got to be explanations for that. Well, even if voter turnout is low, there's usually, I'd have to look at the numbers, but I would think that there would be a fairly even distribution nevertheless. If they didn't turn out because of voter burnout, that was the doing of their own special boy, old Frank and friends, because they were like, oh shit, this amendment thing is going to end up on the ballot in November. we got to spend, what was it, $20 million to run a special August one to try to cut it off at the pass. It was so super fucking dumb. It was expensive for no good reason. It was blatant, very obvious what they were doing, and they lost. You really have to look for things to feel good about, and I feel good about that. It was expensive, but I feel good about it anyway. Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, here's another thing that they're trying to do here, and I feel like this is, again, like this is pure telling on yourself. Because let's just think about this for a second, okay? The really, I'm just talking about the Ohio Republicans right now, okay? So the flavor of Ohio Republican politicians that we see like in the media are really performative conservatives, right? So freedom, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. And the stuff that they regurgitate is always like small government, no taxes, individual freedom, yada, yada, okay? But they're working on trying to ban ranked choice voting because that's another one of the people, like one of the movements of the people kind of getting off the ground, as well as hopefully 2024 here, we're going to have another amendment that establishes the Citizen District Maps Committee. But anyway, they're trying to ban ranked choice voting. There's only one reason to do that. It's not like the people are clamoring for them. Somebody ban this ranked choice voting. We can't take it anymore. Oh man. No one's asking for that. The only reason they're doing that is because they're afraid of it. The only reason to do that is to secure power. That's what Ron DeSantis did in Florida. Wherever you see that happen, it's one of those things that's just essentially like a purely fascist move. And I mean that in the like definition of what fascism is in terms of like consolidating power and holding on to power. You know, one piece of the very large definition of fascism, because it is quite complicated, but that's one of the sort of key items. And that to me is like, what happened to individual freedom? What happened to small government? What happened to all these conservative values? All that goes out the window to ban shit like ranked choice voting. Ban shit like books. You know? It's so dissonant and infuriating. It's mind-boggling. You should be fine with ranked choice voting if you think that your ideals will survive the free market of ideas. You love the free market, don't you? Let's get out there and put your shit on the market. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it does. That's the only reason that they're making that move. The dot that I'm connecting to banning ranked choice voting is that doesn't sound to me like a small government move. That sounds like a lot of government. Doesn't small government mean the government doing less stuff, legislating fewer things, blah, blah, blah? That's the dot I'm connecting there. That's a lot of government going in and doing things that it doesn't need to do. Unless what they mean by small government is like a little one, like a model one. Like literally a small government. Maybe that's what they mean, and it's just been this misunderstanding all this time. A government for ants. But does that make sense? Like I'm not trying to I don't think that's a stretch. But there is a lot of like shell game stuff with this. There's a lot of moving goalposts type of things. I'm trying to be fair to that point of view. I'm not trying to mischaracterize that. But I am raising it because it's a comparison to the actions that I see happening here in Ohio. I mean, I'm aligned with you, Dave. Well, right. Exactly. It's like it's out of nowhere unless you're just telling on yourself, right? They're trying to get out ahead of it. But there was it doesn't exist here yet, but there are multiple people's movements going on here in Ohio. The reproductive rights one was successful. So in my opinion, what they're trying to do is get out ahead of possible upcoming amendments. Because they got absolutely fucking fucked by the reproductive rights amendment, and did not like that. They didn't like that feeling of the people telling them what to do. And I'm talking about a thing that they have a bill around it. Ohio bill ban ranked choice. So it's not like a thing I think they're going to do. It's a thing I saw that they're talking about doing. Senate Bill 137. Oh, actually, it's not because of the amendment, because this is from August. Senate Bill 137, introduced in late July by Senator Teresa Gavarone, R. Bowling Green, would prohibit local and county governments from running elections under ranked choice voting, a system used in some cities and states, including New York City, Minneapolis, Maine, and Alaska. Blah, 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 blah. Ohio actually had the first city to ever have ranked choice back in 1915. There's been a recent push across the country to try and implement ranked choice voting, and this is really in response to that, Gavarone said. I've been working hard over the last few years on legislation that's going to give certainty to voters, get election results sooner, and make sure voters have confidence in the results. And ranked choice voting really undermines all of that. Literally nonsense. That is literally nonsense. It was absolutely fine. Fine in Alaska. I've got one of those things that goes into your vocal cords. It just makes you stop talking. Oh, it might be Senator Gavarone. No, it's definitely some fucking like little microscopic speck. You ever have that? I can't be the only one that gets this occasionally. You'll just be talking, and then a word doesn't come out, and you just feel that you feel something in there. Well, air does that to me too, yeah. When I run out of it. Yeah, yeah. Michigan should get Toledo back. There was like a weird little war over like a tiny little strip. That little tiny strip at the top left of Ohio. I don't remember the details. There was something with that. Yeah, Toledo kind of sucks. You guys can have it. I'm not going to fight for it. Toledo is shit. But yeah, I mean, this is bullshit. The reason for this is because Palin lost. Ranked choice voting in Alaska was the one that made media. I don't remember when that was. Was that this year or was it late last year? Something. It was sometime relatively recent. And as expected, things didn't go well for conservatives. And so they always they have this narrative around ranked choice voting that is too confusing. It's just so confusing. Americans are too stupid. It's a weird argument to make, but that's their thing, is like basically trying to like make it sound like it's either super confusing or that it lets other candidates steal votes, which is not how it works. I knew somebody was going to go there, but no. It is all it is you just rank the people you'd be cool with. That's not hard. It's a tier list. People do those for fun. It's a fucking tier list. And if anybody still doesn't get it, there's a whole series of CGP Grey videos with animals and everything. It's really easy. Yeah. The real truth of the matter is, where it has popped up, it has not been in their favor, so they want to preemptively ban it. And I'm sorry, but you don't need to ban something. It's a meaningless law. It doesn't. There's no need for it to exist unless you have you're afraid of ranked choice voting. It's not actually bad. It doesn't do any bad things. So banning it is, you're just telling on yourself. That's all it is. If you ban ranked choice voting as a politician, you're saying this will end my career, therefore I will ban it before it can. That's it. And I mean, it's especially relevant to Ohio politicians who are in the midst of gutting something that we just passed. So, gee, I wonder why. Gee, I wonder why. It's very matter of fact. Yeah, it's the only way we could have third parties and start to get away from the two-party cesspool that we're kind of trapped in. Because first past the post, I mean, ranked choice is not perfect. Ranked choice can drift towards two-party as well. Yeah, so like with first past the post, everybody is forced into one thing or the other. There's the spoiler effect, so that's like, any competing candidate that gets too much, momentum in first past the post really is just detrimental to the main runner. In ranked choice, there's a system for basically letting people specify like, well, this is my preferred. So like if you take like the Biden, Bernie, Trump as an example, and I'm not saying like none of this is reflective of reality, okay? Don't take it this way, but I'm saying like the way it would work is simply the people who were like super Bernie and hated Biden, which is a lot of people. Okay, so anyway, I'm saying things now. But anyhow, they could do like Bernie 1, Biden 2. A lot of them actually would have done, this may be controversial, they would have done Bernie 1 and then Trump 2. But they could do that. And then, if Bernie doesn't do well, the Bernie votes can go to the number 2 for that person, right? So their vote still matters and it just moves. Like if their number one isn't going to make it, they're gone, they're out of the race, then runoff, instant runoff. Easy. Yeah, ranked choice is the bare minimum. But first past the post is a fucking shit show. We have to take a step. We can't jump to the end. We have to take a step towards improvement. Yeah. Like ranked choice, not perfect, not the ultimate answer to the problem, but it's certainly a far sight better than first past the post. Meanwhile, more from Senator Gavarone. If it's difficult for people who work in this field to explain, if it's so confusing that California messed up a tabulation count and certified the wrong person, then is that something that's really best for Ohio? Gavarone said. I don't think it is. I love that thing where they pick like one instance. That's kind of like the voter fraud thing where it's like, yeah, voter fraud does happen. But it's very small. And then massive efforts were exhausted to try to find all this voter fraud. And it's like, oh yeah, it's all these little instances which were already known. It was already a known thing. Hello. Oh God, yeah, the tax system. It's a fucking nightmare. who who was it that did they had like the running sort of docs list. I think it might have been Heritage Foundation or something. It was like every time that there was an instance of voter fraud, they were gonna like keep it running. Like we're gonna list every single one of them, and then it kind of backfired because it was just like, oh, this was somebody from our team, and then somebody from our team, and somebody from our team. It's mostly a self-own. But to be fair, that shit happens on both sides of the fucking party lines. I don't know if it's more on one side or the other, but it does happen on both sides. So it wasn't like there were none, but it doesn't matter because none of it rises to the absolute fucking shit show circus we went through in 2020. It's fucking going. It's been 10 years. So it's going. Yeah. I don't know. I actually have to say that I haven't been as encouraged about like local effort and individual action stuff on the ground as I have been since I came back to Ohio because there's so much going on here in Ohio. Nice, Octorok. Yeah, keep trucking. There's tens of us doing this. To the best of my knowledge, the person who's been doing it the longest is Tushi. and he started about 200 and something days ahead of me. I think it was about 6 months or so. You thought it was that other guy? Or are you talking about that guy we were talking about the other day? The guy who holds the world record? He still streams every day, that guy. It's fine. Yeah. He's made his own. Yeah, Dark Side Phil, yeah. He's made his own, like, kind of little world for himself, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, we know he's not letting reality get him down, because he stopped by all the streams that that have a stream a day number. It was like, is that real? And then went back to like his channel that says he holds the world record or whatever. So he's a powerful man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm surprised so many people remember this event because I didn't remember until you guys reminded me. I didn't remember that happening. Yeah. I don't know what the future holds for all of us, but like I said, I'm actually encouraged by the local efforts. I don't know if local efforts could ultimately bubble up enough to make like a bubble up into like a larger impact, but it's still nice to see. It's hard to know how to feel about anything, you know? I get happy about something and then but my mind is very quick to be like stop that. um, just instantaneously usually. I guess. Well, I'm referring more so to sort of a just being aware of like too many different layers of shit at the same time. You know. Like the reproductive rights amendment here was like a real grassroots effort thing. And I felt really encouraged by seeing it win. And keeping the streak going of shit like this winning every time it comes up in every single one of the states. Yeah, have a good Christmas, Octorock. By the way, I started for essentially sort of mental health reasons as well. When I started doing this the Stream a Day thing, I was like just before it, I was in a super deep depression, like the not get out of bed every day type. So the reason I started it was to give myself something scheduled I had to do every day. There was money involved. I guess I don't know how to feel about that. Like I guess I'm trying to imagine like how funding behind that could ultimately be a bad thing. Right on, Octorok. Stick to it, man. Not the large money backers. Oh, you mean like right. I have to admit, I don't know the makeup of the originating group that like drafted the amendment or anything like that. I don't know those details. This is my favorite song, Error. I think that this was something that did. Zick said it just eventually breaks because Pretzel changes something or whatever. Taking a look at this article that Dave sent. Ohioans for Reproductive Freedom and Protect Choice Ohio. So what you're saying is that it's not purely just people on the ground. It's like moneyed groups are what really put the momentum into making it happen. This is true, BFA. Oh yeah, I could have also just told you the fucking song, huh? But I didn't. I didn't do that. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, Dave. I like totally lost the thread of what you what you were driving at. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought you were like saying something totally different. That's uncalled for, little man. Thank you, Zick. Hey, buddy. You want to come up and visit? Yeah. Oh, a big visit from a big man. Hi. How you doing? Whew. Buddy. Did me picking you up cause you to burp like that? You immediately burped. It was horrific. Word, I get you. Yeah, it's that's always sort of a weird conundrum. Like sorting out what can I do other than just fucking vote when these things come up, and how. Um, like I work all the time now, so I don't know. I also don't live conveniently located towards anything where I could like do stuff easily. I'd have to travel pretty far. So I'm always like, is there some effective thing I could do with my free time? What little I have? I did lock down a couple of like blogs of local activists that are pretty good for like just kind of keeping up with what's going on around here. None of it near me. Seems like most stuff is going on in Columbus, which makes sense because that's the sort of main metro hub. And there's also Cleveland and Cincinnati, but they're like, I mean, they're out on the edges. You got to pick one. Yeah, yeah, Chew was supposed to be a foster pup. That did not work out. Oh. But yeah, I didn't have really too horrible of a day. In fact, today actually BFA is yes shot because I went and got my 5G updates. Do you want to visit now? You're not going to burp in my face, are you? Hi. I don't know. No, they're like mortar and pestle. It's upside down. But upside down, they do look like jellyfish. So let's just say they're jellyfish. So I think those are starting to kick my ass a little bit. Tomorrow's probably going to suck. My shoulder hurts. Got that sort of soreness spreading out. So you have the worst kind of Band-Aid removal process. I'm not a very hairy guy. I just like I have arm hair. You can barely see it. My legs are hairy. uh, he was basically attacking you. Hi, Bun Bun Bun. Hi, baby. Hi. You could just say no Band-Aid, please. I don't know if I bled at all into mine. I did. A little bit. The second one, just a dot. Just the tiniest dot. Also, we tested out those little things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these. Nakomi discovered them because of TikTok. I had one here, but I think I moved it. But they're like these kind of U-shaped things that have all these. They're like sort of plastic or rubber. They're these bendy things that have like a bunch of spikes. They're not super sharp spikes, but you like hold them around where the shot's gonna be, and you squeeze it together, and it distributes. This sort of distracts your skin from. It distracts the area from the pain of the shot. Spreads it out. Let me find it for you. Let's see. I don't know if I'll even be able to find it because I don't know if it even has like a name. Yeah, it's like white noise for your skin. I'm not really personally bothered by shots very much, but Nakomi is. So she got those to try to make it, you know, more palatable. Because the last one that she got, the person wasn't good at it, I guess, or didn't do a good job or whatever. It hurt a lot. So that really put her off of getting the vaccines. For myself, since I was getting two, I did the comparison. I did one with and then one without. It was a pretty massive difference. The one with, I almost didn't feel it. It almost completely nullified it. And then with the one without, immediately after, I was like, oh yeah, that's what a shot feels like. You know, it feels like it's like a pinch. So it's definitely effective. If the pain of a shot is your deterrent, you should try and find these things. I just wish I could find it for you so I could give you a link. I just don't even know what they'd be called. Ah, there we go. These things. It's like a shot resistor or reducer. Yeah, what food linked? Basically the same thing. Uh, I think it would help with shot anxiety if you're going in with like a defense. You know what I'm saying? But suffice to say, that shit worked real good. Really good. That combined with just not looking at the shot, that's the one effect that I do have uh, with needles. It's not the needle itself, it's not really the pain. However, witnessing the insertion of the needle into the skin does make me feel woozy. Actually, the thing that really, really gets me, that'll really make me feel woozy, is when they take blood. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to figure out what works for you, 100%. I used to watch until I watched them take blood, and they have like, you know, when they have the really big vial, and you're just watching it go. It's like, maybe I shouldn't stare directly at this. I'm having some feelings. I don't know why. That one is really it's just I have no control over it. I just get woozy when I witness it. Don't know. But I will be at the front of the line to get a shot. To get shot. Yeah, high information, like being told stuff is good for me. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that gets me. I think I just have maybe a little bit of a sight of blood issue. The whole blood on the outside, not the inside thing gets me. But everything else I'm pretty much fine with. Damn. Well, I mean, that's very common, I think. Oh, wow. That sounds that sounds pretty dangerous. Ah, damn, Ryu. That's sucks to be you, man. You passed out from eye drops at the eye doctor? Wait. Why did you pass out from eye drops? That's wild, Dave. But your blood pressure is like normal otherwise? Like right before they do it? Oh, dilation drops. I said that like that changed anything, but I didn't know people passed out from that. Huh. That's crazy. I'm learning all kinds of stuff tonight. Huh. Bun, 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 bun. Hi. How you doing? Are you a good bun? Are you the best bun? Are you the bestest bun? Are you going to try to lick my mouth every time I talk? Hi, Mr. Guy. Are you the best guy? Vasova... Is it vasovagal? Vasovagal? I don't think I've ever seen or heard this word. I'm going to look it right up. I'm going to look that shit right up. Vagal? Vasovagal? A vagal episode or vasovagal response or vasovagal attack is a malaise mediated by the vagus nerve. When it leads to fainting, also known as a syncope, it is called a vasovagal syncope, which is the most common type of fainting. Did not know any of that. Before an affected person passes out, there may be sweating, a decreased ability to see, or ringing in the ears. Occasionally, the person may twitch while unconscious. Huh. I think I've only passed out one time in my life. Coley Nova. Thank you for 14 months. Very much appreciated. I was, I'm not really sure what the cause of it was. I was sick. I had either food poisoning or norovirus. And I'm trying to remember what happened. It was a long time ago. Long time ago. Thinking about it now, though, I think I have an idea of what happened. So when I'm not feeling well, I have a terrible tendency to try to answer that with a hot bath. And to almost a terrible degree where it's like almost self-destructive. Like, as a separate example, I had a bad case of the flu one time of just going through like a series of fevers. And the type of flu where there is no such thing as comfort anymore. There's no place to... Okay, while I'm talking, you are not allowed to be talking. Sorry, the song, not you guys. Like, just there was no way to be comfortable anywhere. Laying down, sitting up, whatever, doesn't matter. And I kept having this compulsion to like, I'm just gonna go take a hot bath. I'm just gonna go take a hot bath. I was having fevers. And Nakomi's like, what are you doing? Stop doing what you're doing. Anyway, I had done this thing. And I don't remember exactly what happened. I either took a bath, got out of the bath, or took a bath, threw up in the bath, then got out of the bath. One of the two. But then, after I got out of the bath, the stars started to come in. You know what I'm talking about? those little trailing lights that kind of come in from the sides of your vision. And then my vision went all tunnel, and I was on the floor. I don't know how long I was on the floor, but I do remember. I mean, it went from daylight to daylight, so it probably was just a few minutes. I don't remember checking the time, because I'm pretty sure I had to then get up, drag myself to wherever I was keeping a bucket, and then throw up. So that could have been a lot of different things. Could have just been that I was super sick. Could have been that I overheated myself. It could have just been from standing up. Like maybe because I was sick, I already had maybe lower blood pressure than normal. And then I stood up out of the bath too quickly. It's one of the few situations where the bucket made me feel very secure. A classic move. A classic move, Coley. I'm making no assumptions of gender with this statement, but at least it wasn't on your wedding night. Although we can probably make some assumption because if that was your first introduction. Oh, okay. The way you wrote that made it very much sound like it was about the content. Also, I don't know if I'm having an alternate timeline moment or not, but did your IE turn into a Y? It's messing with me. It's messing with me really bad. Okay. Okay, thank you. Phew. I'm I'm weird with wait, what's the Firewatch badge all about? How do you get a Firewatch badge? Alert, alert, Firewatch badge, alert. Oh, is that if someone appears with a Firewatch badge, I have to play Firewatch badge, or I have to play I have to play Firewatch badge. Is that the requirement? How did you get it, Lethal? I've never even seen a game-specific badge on Twitch. Are they? There must be others. Huh. Crazy. It's amazing that you came here with the Firewatch badge and that was your first chat here. Because it's kind of been like a whole thing here lately. Basically, I don't know if you're a regular who just decided to speak or if you've just come here for the first time, but I'm just going to explain either way. Also, the badge went away. Oh, you switched. What's this one? Oh, H1Z1. That's even weirder, I think, but not as relevant. Uh, everyone in my community was under this fucking collective delusion that I played Firewatch. Ever. To the degree of arguing with me about whether I played a game. I'm like, no, I know I didn't fucking play goddamn Firewatch. Beer, thank you for the gift sub. Yeah, it was one of those ones that I like had noted. There's so many games like that. Like Dave, for instance, I actually was just thinking of you today specifically because I was having one of those days where I'm like, I don't know what to play. Or stop. Just stop. Let me rephrase. I don't feel like playing any games. But I was kind of going in my head, like going through like, what are some like back burner ones? And I was thinking of shit, I've now forgotten the name of it because of my stupid long disclaimer before getting there. It's a sort of, it's about like, I don't even know what it's about. Hold on. The name is like vaguely in my head. I'm just going to try searching before I say something stupid. Kentucky Route Zero. I think. Is that right? Yes. That crossed my mind. It's like, yeah, I think Dave has brought that one up a lot. The thing is, man, I have so many back burner games, it's stupid. It's just stupid. I should have let everybody believe that I had played. Just don't contradict anyone. Yeah, I played Firewatch. It was great. Move on with my life. Move on with my life. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something I want to fucking play. Like, Firewatch was a gem. I was really sad to have not played it when it was brand new. Because I probably would have got even more enjoyment out of just being on the ride with everybody else. But it was still fantastic. Like, that's one I'm going to remember. Firewatch was excellent. Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, I wasn't trying to shut it down either by saying that. I was just, when I think about all the games that I know I should play, the games that have been strongly recommended to me by many people and so on, this sort of like, this despair overtakes me because I want to, but like the way that I am, the hours that I keep, the tiny length of my daily streams, whenever I play a single game, it's a whole fucking thing. It's not, I don't know why, it's like I'm a fucking mess. It feels like it's not like this for anybody else. If I start a game, I kind of almost can't leave it alone unless I do. As those words were coming out of my mouth, I was thinking about the fact that Tears of the Kingdom I abandoned because Scream Day was coming up, and there was something else. Oh, Armored Core, and I want to go back. Don't talk to me. There's a stack of fucking Armored Core games right there that is just, it's like a laser. We set out to get all the fucking Armored Core, and we did. And now I've trapped myself. Yeah. Every day, I feel like I didn't use the previous day effectively. more than the day before. Does that make sense? What I find myself getting really mad at myself about recently is I I've only really been back in the sort of day job cycle of life for the past couple of years. Prior to that, my only job for the longest time was pretty much content creation. And I don't understand why I didn't do more. I don't understand why I didn't spend my time more wisely. I hate I hate feeling like I have all this ambition that I have no time to pursue. Especially knowing that not that long ago, I had tons of time. I had time on my hands. Ambition only grows and time only shrinks. You only run out of time. You're never gaining time. But Doug, oh, I can't do the leaning in the mic thing because I'm not using this mic. But oh, too much. I have to do it carefully. But Doug, shut up. But Doug, why did it start when I was born? That was a lot to just say that. I didn't know what I was going to say, and that's what I said. Hello, Mr. Dog. You're so cute. Uh, I'm sorry, Dave. Or you're welcome, Dave. You pick. I offer you these options. I was sort of doing that, Food, and then... Wow, Bun, you just seamlessly replaced Chew. I was petting Chew, I looked at chat, I started answering Food, and then I was petting Bun. I don't know when they switched. I was sort of doing that, but then we got towards the end of the year nightmare hell show with work, and then I've just been working all the way up until stream, and then streaming all the way up until sleep, and then sleeping all the way up until work, and then working all the way up until stream. And that's been my life for the past, I want to say, 2 months. Whatever you do, don't engage the Tenosis right now. Don't do it. Just don't make eye contact. Otherwise, you're going to get hit hard with an Ori 2 that you're not going to be ready for. You're going to get absolutely fucking T-boned by it. I have nothing against Ori 2. I want to play it. It's just another one of the things on the fucking list. It's just like everything that I'm doing. Every time I play a game on the stream, it's a game I wanted to play. It's not that I don't think it would be a great experience. It's just another one of the ones. It looks fantastic. It grows independently. What's funny is I don't even own Kentucky Route 0. I guess that's normal. What I mean is it's weird for me. It's weird for me because like I had Firewatch. I don't know when I got Firewatch. I certainly never played it. Did I have it? I thought I had it. Oh no. Wait, yes? Did I have it? Do you guys remember? I know at one point I went to it. I don't remember if I went to it in the store or in my library. Okay, I didn't have it. Okay, well, it's not unusual for me to have shit in my fucking Steam library that I have never touched, that I've owned for years and years. For some reason, I thought Firewatch was one of them. But now I'm remembering that my proof to you guys that I never fucking played that shit was that I didn't have it in Steam. But then you guys pointed out, well, actually, it was available in other places. Actually, yeah, I guess that's a pretty common Steam meme, right? So everybody has all these games they bought thinking they were going to play them. Aren't there, like, there's stats about that, aren't there? Oh, wait, this probably isn't the right one. There's an article that says 37% of Steam games have never been played, but that's probably... Oh, no, the tagline is, what's in your pile of shame? So this must be referring to people's libraries. I was thinking that meant, like, just games available for purchase no one's ever touched, but... Okay. So, like, whenever this article, this is from 2014, it's not quite up to date, but it says, like, for instance, in terms of numbers of people owning, the top was at this time Dota 2, followed by Team Fortress 2, and Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. And apparently only 2.1 million of the 12.77 million people who own Half-Life 2 Lost Coast actually played it. So 10.7 million people had never actually played Half-Life 2 Lost Coast. But the thing about that is, people would install Half-Life 2 Lost Coast just to have the assets in Gary's mod. You know what, Dave? I'm going to buy it right now just so you can't gift it to my ass. And also slightly increase the likelihood of me playing. Only slightly, though. Kentucky Route 0. I wrote Kentucky. Honestly, a better name for the state, I think. Let's see if it still comes up. Nope. Kentucky? That's not it either. Kentucky. Oh. I managed to get there. I'm purchasing it as a gift for myself. Can I do that? Nope, can't do that. It was worth the shot. There. I've purchased it. And not only that, I've installed it. Oh no, BFA. No. Well, I'm here to help you stay on the straight and narrow. Stay high, don't spend money. That's horrific, Doug. Actually, it just kind of looks like you're saying Kenny or Kenny, but for some reason hiding the ends. In other news, I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, excellent! That's an excellent gift note. I did get a few things to extend off of the Flexi. Getting this this arm, I need to adjust this arm. Got a key light. Got a handle. Got that ball mount. And then we got the Flexi here. This is a little... It's a little loose seeming right there. I don't know if I love that. Might have to tighten that down some. The music is kind of whiling out. You're watching me through this camera. See? Get some light on me. Hell yeah. It's pretty nice, right? Hi. You are watching me through a camera that is the same model as this. Wait. So, just another step towards getting this usable. There, now you're watching me through this camera. So I'm pretty happy with that. Still a few more steps. The next thing I need to do is get the server going. Which I'm going to be using this behemoth. I got these for a reason. I don't know if y'all ever really saw this before. Actually, hold on. I had to send a bug over the Rainbow Bridge. I don't know if I ever showed you guys my old gaming PC from 2014. It's this! Shit. I'm not Justin. That is as close as I can get to a deadlift. Hey. This thing. This is what I'm going to turn into a server. Oh. I ordered a case. This thing has fucking car doors. Look at these. This is one of the doors to this case. This is just a fucking car door, dude. It's the Cosmos 2 by I think Thermaltake. No, Cooler Master. It's a big, huge, fucking disgusting monster. I made a wrong choice. That's what I did. I made an incorrect choice. My thinking at the time was like, it's got a lot of hard drive bays, which was silly because I absolutely did not have any money to get more hard drives with. Lots of space for good cable management. It's a stupid amount of space. This is not an amount of space anybody needs for that. And I didn't even do good cable management. You want to see the back? It's a nightmare. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, please look quickly. Oh boy. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, it's going back on the ground. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then those fans at the bottom. I don't know if you saw them. I'm not lifting it again. Behind that actually opens outwards. It's kind of a cool case. That bit opens outwards. Maybe I could ruin my chair, actually. Or something. I could ruin something. Oh, I know what I can do. Here. Excuse me, Mr. Bear. Let's move this out the way. And... it's way too indulgent. It's a very indulgent computer case. Okay. It's not high enough. God fucking damn it. This is where being able to use this would really come in handy. Soon. Okay. I'll just have to also fuck with my camera here. Or move it back. Yeah, I can move it back. You say move it back. This was not exactly... I'd have to move it back 100 miles. So I don't think that's the answer here. So I'm just going to do this. Just going to do that. Is that enough? Yeah. So, say hello to my little friend. This is the thing I was talking about. Oh boy. That's dusty. RIP PCI slot? Are you talking about this being like crooked? Yeah, it probably needed a stand. This was before the days of stands. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then this was supposed to be more like hot swap stuff. It has this whole additional car door on the front. 2 more hot swap bays. Actually, 4 more.
Is this his cube rivet?
Yeah, I haven't opened up the other box.
And they went through that quick.
Yeah. Well, 1.5. That'll do it. Yeah. So this all needs cleaned real bad. That there's a 1,000-watt power supply, but from a long time ago. That's a 980 Ti, an MSI Lightning. This is an Noctua, whatever, DH14, I guess. That's a Gigabyte GA X79 UPT. And it's got an i7 49 something K. Anyway, I'm going to be extracting all of this out and moving it to a much smaller case. And I'm going to be using this as the basis for my server. It might be 4790. I posted the like spec sheet on my in the Discord the other day. I don't have it in front of me. But yeah, look at this is the door thing. Look at this. This is what the door mounts onto. This shit insane. What am I doing with this case? Fucking sending it to hell so Satan can have it. Let me see here. PC part picker. Saved parts lists. Server. 4930K. Huh? Oh, okay. Let me get you the share link. I don't know what I'm going to do with the case. The case is a curse.
We're gonna put wheels on it and put it in one of those robot derbies.
Make it into a robot for battle bots.
Yeah.
It's got the armor.
Its next profession.
It's got the armor, yeah. It would be funny to say it's a robot and then just sit it out there and watch any robot try to take this thing down.
That would be great. We
Just-
have to put some lights in it.
Yeah, put some lights and some cinder blocks inside. Yeah, like the doors are fucking nuts, dude. Let me see, is this... Yeah, okay, so... Do you see those pegs? So that's how this mounts on here. Good fucking luck. You want to move this out first. And then slot that in there. Best of luck to you, because you have to get them all to line up. Have I done it? I've done it. Nope, haven't done it. Thought I did it. Didn't do it. Have done it. It's a fucking car door, dude. And then you have to open it, you have to go to the back and press down really hard on this latch and it'll pop out. I'm going to take it back off because it's a massive pain in my ass. So yeah, it's my rationale was the hard drive space, the quietness. It was not that quiet. I'll just say that now. Someone's selling it for 300? Wow. I guess I could sell it and reinvest that into the server. There is some damage on the back side here where the leg has pushed through the plastic body, unfortunately. So it's not perfect. Probably happened during the move, because this thing, it's like dark matter. So, just basic gravity destroyed it under its own weight. My God, Augio. Jesus Christ. Ooh. So I'm gutting it, and then I have a nice little case coming. The case is actually in the build link I sent you.
This one here. Oh, well, that's not the link that I wanted to get. Actually, I'm gonna just take all the fucking tracking shit off of that. There we go. Yeah, that one. I'm going to replace all the case fans with Noctua fans, 140 millimeter. And then it has enough bays for what we want to do, because we're going to have, for now, we're going to have,
I almost knocked over the car doors.
32 terabytes in there. Also, 64 gigabytes of RAM. Because that motherboard has 8 RAM slots.
Sugar.
That's sometimes correct, Jake. Depends on what they're being used for. Like, I was actually doing that to the Newegg link before Food jumped in with a link to PC Part Picker. No, nobody.
Pick them up and put them in my lap.
All right. Because there's one parameter that was in the Newegg link that was actually the identifier of what item you're looking at. So you need to keep that one, but then everything after that you could remove the tracking parameters.
Ew, are being rude.
Yeah, well, so 64 gigabytes is the maximum that motherboard supports. It also doesn't support ECC RAM, so I won't have the best possible RAM that you want to have in a server. Eventually, we will probably step up from this to old real server hardware, and a rack mount setup would be the plan. So this is a sort of stepping stone server upgrade. Well, so yeah, the requirements for this case were I needed to have a bunch of hard drive bays, and then I also needed to make sure that the fucking Noctua DH14 was gonna fit. Can you guys stop being little gremlins?
Fucking noises you make.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that was the thing, was I didn't really want to take the cooler off and all that shit. I remember putting that cooler on, and I didn't want to do anything after that again. Like anything. It was so awful.
Ow.
Are you okay? Did you hit your foot?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We'll be along soon.
Take your time. I'm just gonna reduce the noise.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a rugged case, and it served its purpose well enough. It's just too much case. It was always a nightmare to move it. This case I have coming will be really nice. It'll be a nice little setup. It'll be nice and quiet. And all I'm trying to figure out now is exactly like how I want to configure it software-wise. But it's part of one of the steps to making this work, because my whole plan with like doing wireless HDMI completely failed. I tried NDI, and NDI seemed unreliable. So my next move is that I want to run a local RTMP server, and then I'm capturing the camera. So I'm gonna stream the camera through OBS out to a local RTMP server, which then I can pull in here. And then I think we'll be up and running, finally. started this so long ago now. I don't even remember how long ago. It's been a number of months. You went big case as well? Big cases were in. I'll fix my camera. These ball mounts are so good because you can really minutely position the camera without having to fuck with the camera arm or anything like that. I remember the 9000D being a popular one. Yeah, I will return to Tears of the Kingdom. I want to finish it. I think about it fairly regularly. I just don't know when. Like, so ever since I started Screamaday X, I've been in this situation where Screamaday X was sort of amorphous. Ultimately, I don't think I did a very good job. And then we just have sort of like, it's sort of soft ended when we switched to Stanley, I guess. I kind of got bamboozled by Stanley. So now the holidays are coming up, and it's like, I don't really want to start anything because on Saturday, I'll be gone for a little while. So we'll be doing streams from the road, and I don't know even what we'll be doing while we're doing that. So it doesn't feel like starting anything or returning to anything big is the move. Yep, we're finally going to get that son of a bitch. But yeah. Actually, I'm a bit sad because like I'm going to have pretty much... That fucking RAM wasn't supposed to show up until December the 27th. It showed up before everything else. And everything else is arriving like kind of like Thursday and Friday. And I'm not going to have time to really play with it, sadly. Not until I get back. I don't know if you guys have any interest in that. Maybe it's something that I could do on stream. If you want. If you'd like to see. Because basically I need to extract all the parts out of this bad boy. I'd like to clean them up a bit. I'm not going to do like a deep cleaning. I'm not going to like give my motherboard a bath or anything. But I'm going to try to... So I got all these. I'm going to try to blast all the dust out of everything and... I got to get the RAM in and test all that out. I've got an OS drive on the way, as well as 2 8-terabyte drives. And I'm debating on... Can you please relax completely? I'm debating on what I'm going to do software-wise. Because there's just a lot of options now. And I feel like I kind of keep oscillating between the options. Like, there's essentially, like, the problem is figuring out, like, what should be the OS, what should be the hypervisor, how should that all work, right? I was looking pretty strongly at, like, Proxmox, and then running like something like TrueNAS Scale in a VM. but that I've done a little bit more digging into that, and that might not be the best setup. I looked at Unraid. Unraid, I didn't know that that was a paid thing. That's not really what put me off. It's the fact that it is a total, like, you don't even install it onto a drive. You have to install it onto a USB drive, and then you run it from that. And it's your main OS there. And that's, I don't know. That just feels like if I go that route, you got to be pretty committed to going that route, right? So there's that. I could just run TrueNAS Scale as my server OS, which seems like it'll be better. Basically, what I was afraid of was I used to run, or actually I still run, FreeNAS on our current server, and I did have other applications going, but it was using FreeNAS's old, like, plugins and jails set up for containers, and those suck shit. They're horrific. And basically, I got dead-ended in FreeNAS, because immediately after I set up the server last time, I did a rebuild one time. I didn't know at the time that that was the last version of FreeNAS, and then they switched to TrueNAS Core and TrueNAS Scale. So supposedly things are way better now in TrueNAS land, and they actually have like actual containers, and it's a lot more manageable and stuff. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, is like I want to have flexibility and control. I want to be able to run what I want to run. Did I not mention VMware? I should have. I meant to. I don't know as much about that one, but I don't know. Like that would be similar to. Hey Spy, thank you for 103 months. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. Well, I guess everybody pretty much, well, Proxmox and TrueNAS both use KVM for the hypervisor under the hood. So arguably, it shouldn't really be different. Actually, in my research, I haven't dug into ESXi, but I have seen people swearing by it as an alternative to Proxmox. So the thing is, with either VMware or Proxmox, I would be virtualizing the NAS management, right? And from a little bit further research, I looked into, like, well, is it better to run it on bare metal, or is it not a big difference? And there's a lot of back and forth on that. It's like hard to really, like, basically what I took away from it is that mostly if you're going to virtualize your NAS setup under a hypervisor, it's a bit more advanced, and you can more easily fuck it up, and it's also more overhead because it's gonna, it's in a VM, and you have to really set up your distribution of resources and things like that a lot, like very correctly, or you can fuck it up real bad. So I don't know. I'm still a beginner in all this stuff, so I just want to be able to run all the stuff, all the applications beyond just managing a NAS on my server, right? Like right now, I'm running stuff like radar, sonar, the whole R suite, except for one. I'm not up to date though. They're all way behind because they're fucking FreeNAS jails, and they're just a nightmare. Like the only way I could possibly update them would be manually, and it's awful and not good. Plex, some like download managers. I want to be able to manage. I want to be able to add that stuff and manage that stuff seamlessly. And that's where like stuff like Unraid looked really good because it does like the Docker containers, and it's just like you just click install and it like manages it for you, and you can update and blah blah. Just like the setup looked really clean and smart. Did I say Unraid? If I didn't, I meant to be talking about Unraid just then. Proxmox also seems pretty good in that department, but then you can get other applications in parallel for managing a lot of the same stuff too, right? Like you get Portainer. I don't know if all of this is like going to be available under Scale. I'm still researching. I need to figure out like what does it look like under Scale? Is Scale up to speed with all these other ones where they just look like they're really up to speed with what's available and what's going on? Because FreeNAS was not. Like the selection of plugins under FreeNAS was super fucking limited. And then if you had installed one, you were just at the mercy of whether or not they chose to bother updating it. Dude, you are being the most annoying right now. Do you know that? You're so selfish, Mr. Dog. You're the selfishest Mr. Dog. But you are completely subject to my whim, so it's not really your fault. But you are hitting my annoyance button really hard. You don't your little stick legs can't handle you jumping from this height. It's not his fault, it's my fault. Please don't bark. He just wants dinner. And he can't do that without me, so that's why he yells at me. And it's fine, it makes sense. I'm the bad man. He is perfect. Yeah, for real. One visit from Chew and I've got like a second shirt on. Great for the winter though. Does Scale just have Docker stuff out of the box? If it does, then I think it'll probably be fine. Because everything seems to kind of be Docker based now. And everything's kind of set up for that, and it all just seems like smooth as butter. And that's what I would like. I would just like a smooth experience where I'm not trapped in some special custom plugin hell that I can never untangle. And I'd also like to be able to run whatever I want. Like, I definitely want to have just one, either VM or Docker container or whatever, that is just like probably, I would say, Ubuntu server, something like that, where I just want to be able to run arbitrary stuff on my local network. Sounds like you want to think. I just got done describing lots of things where that exists. Oh, nice. Well, you see, yeah, I don't. I'm still on FreeNAS, so I was kind of leery about what TrueNAS was going to be like. Ambrosius, Apollo, and Angus. Those are good French bulldog names. Sounds like three good pups. I think, I mean, I'm talking about stuff that I know exists, basically. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be the best thing for me. You're on Core. Oh, right, because Core is... right, Scale is the Linux fork, and Core is BSD. We already went through all this, Augio. Yeah, so I think BSD is really the issue. Because FreeNAS was, it's always been BSD. And I think that's why the containers, the jails sucked. Oh, be careful. Be careful, DK. The graybeards will find you. They will end you. I think I would just say I'm sure BSD is great. I just don't have enough experience with it. So for me, it's a clumsy experience for me personally. But yeah, the stuff that I have in mind, I want to replicate my whole setup. I'd also like to add some additional things like I want to have Jellyfin. I have that 980 Ti that I'll be porting over, so I want to make that available to Plex for transcoding, and Plex and Jellyfin. I would like to have sort of a nice interface manager for all the apps, which I think, what is it, like Homar seems like it's a good one. There's also Organizer, where they just bring all the server apps together. You can just sort of arbitrarily link them and kind of build your own UI for all your server apps, which is nice. I would like to have, I think I'm probably going to go get fresh RSS. I'm interested in Mealy. I'm interested in like a podcast aggregator downloader. What else? I know there was more. Oh, I want to do a Pi-hole, and not just for ad blocking, but also it'd be nice to do hostname IP mapping stuff, just for convenience. Pi-hole, yes. Pi-hole is it's like a DNS server essentially that you can run. So like on your router, you probably have DNS servers set up. They're probably pointed at something like Google or Cloudflare or whatever. It'd be like 0.0.0.0 or 1.1.1.1 or blah, 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 blah. The thing is, though, that like Google, for instance, can track and see everything, like every web page you visit and blah, blah, blah. If you run through your own, you can avoid tracking, for one thing. You can do ad blocking. So you can deny certain connections, just reject them, but still connect. Similar to like what uBlock Origin does or whatever, except for it's for your whole network. Oh, nice, Dev. Yeah, that's honestly, that's pretty fucking handy. Yeah. Well, you don't need to run it on a router, though. You can run it anywhere on your network. That's why it's called Pi-hole. You could install it on a Pi. You don't have to install it on a Raspberry Pi, but you can install it on a Pi, connect that to your network, and just point all of your DNS to it. DNS sinkhole. Like that's one thing I'm not going to have right now is I don't have a nice router setup. I literally have just a Netgear. It's a something Hawk. It's whatever the one I got that was recommended to me because when we got fiber originally, when we were back in Phoenix, the router that I had, which was a DDWRT setup, that router was not actually capable of handling the particular flavor of fiber that we were getting because it was CenturyLink and it was like it was like technically fiber, but the way that they did it, it was like 2 DSL lines that totaled up to a gigabit per second. It was something fucking, I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, I think I have a Nighthawk 7000 or whatever. Let me look. Anyway, I got that router because it made fiber work. And I didn't bother with, I just didn't bother, is the answer. The site is asking you to sign in. Yeah, Nighthawk R7000. It's amazing how much their software sucks. It has advertisements in the UI. It has stuff that's like, there's like checkboxes for like, don't show me this again. That doesn't do anything. It feels like I've logged into 1998. That's what it feels like. Like, why is this so bad? I mean, it works. The things that need to work, but it's like, it's nestled in a big pile of shit. It's slow. It does make me miss DDWRT. Yeah. They authed every single fucking packet. So I had to get a router that could support that. Oh, just horrific. Just horrific. But this router has done the job for now. Eventually I want to do something better. One thing I've had my eye on for a while is the Unify stuff, like the Dream Machine Pro, something like that. But that's not the hardcore router approach where you roll your own pfSense or some other similar router distro type deal. Oh yeah, no, it's not that I couldn't. It's that I didn't. I switched routers. I was so fed up at the time that I was like, oh, the fiber's working? I will never look at this again. Now, I have looked at it again, but I just didn't. Yeah. I think generally the vibe with the Unify stuff is that it's prosumer but doesn't come close to enterprise security stuff where there are other prosumer options that do. So people are kind of like, it kind of seems like Unify is sort of shiny bauble territory because like they do certain things really, really good. I also think that their stuff is pretty amazingly priced for the quality of what the hardware is and such. But if you really care about like security and firewall and stuff like that, it seems like most people would say at this point that you should go a different direction. I don't know if I'll be able to tear myself away from the shiny bauble aspect. I struggle with that. I struggle with that a little bit. Like, this is so unnecessary, but they have this really cool feature. It so doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it is pretty useful in some ways. But they have this AR feature that I think you can only use if you have like an iPhone or whatever, because it has like native AR support or whatever, some reason along those lines, where you can hold your phone up and you see this, like, you see AR information on the device. So where it's actually like not just a toy, but like genuinely useful, is that, for example, when you're looking over like the incoming connections, for example, to like a switch, so you got all the cables coming in, it will show you information about each of those connections in AR, just like hovering over the connection, which I don't think there's really a different answer to that other than if you've labeled them all. Which, I mean, that would make sense to do. But the AR approach is more like if you change things. Yeah. Here, I'll get you I'll get you a video. Unify AR. Unify is not a great search term. Ubiquity AR. Here we go. Oh, I put a Y instead of an I. That's why. So this is an old video, but there you go. It's only a minute long. Give that a watch real quick. If you want to jump ahead, it looks like jump to around 30 seconds. It's so fucking cool. Just a good quick video that just shows you exactly what it looks like. Isn't that sick? But it's definitely like shiny bauble, right? It's hard to resist that kind of thing. Like that's a very cool feature. That's so sick. Well, there's a very small, angry potato near me right now. And I think I should probably take care of him. And by the way, like I said, that's something that I think only works with the iPhone because Android doesn't have like the native AR stuff, which is a big downside, obviously. So, just to make that clear, because when I originally found that, I was like, "Oh, that's awesome," and then I found out that only the iPhone could do it. So, I was like, "Oh, well, that's It's probably it's the depth sensor that it just comes with. It's like part of the camera setup, right?" So, also, I don't know if that's changed. So I should also say, as far as I know, maybe they've added support for it for Android phones that have a depth sensor or whatever and can do it. I have no idea. But it's a neat feature. All right, you're real mad at me, aren't you? All right. I'm going to go feed this potato, turn him into a bigger potato. My special guy. My special Mr. Man. Where are you worming off to? Where are you worming off to, huh? I'm going to embiggen the potato for, so get him ready for big stew. But thanks for hanging. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow maybe will be Lethal Company again. Not sure. But it has been floated out there. So maybe some Lethal Company. Until then, y'all. Bye.